Namaskar, Mitra. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the material science. We have more focused on the types of metallurgy, what is metallurgy, then applications of material science and metallurgy. What is the importance of material science and metallurgy? We have discussed on the classifications of engineering materials. What are the advanced materials available and how the research in the advanced materials area is going on. What is the global scenario in the research of advanced materials is going on that we have discussed. And also we have discussed that what is the basic requirement for engineering materials. Now in this lecture we will discuss about what is the property, define the properties, classify the properties. Then we will summarize that which properties will include in which header. And at the last we have discussed about that what are the basic criteria to select the appropriate material for particular applications. So friends, first we will define the properties. What mean by the properties? So in previous lecture also I have defined the properties. The properties is nothing but it is the behavior of the material against the applying forces. So we should know about that whatever the force we are applying on the particular materials, okay, that is nature of the forces. So one can say that it is the mechanical forces, one can say that electrical forces, one can say that it is the magnetic forces, it means the magnetic field. uh, we can say that if the applications of the heats are there, so heat is that is called the thermal loads on that. Optical properties, again we can say that it is the basically deals with the some rays and radiations, sun rays like that. In chemical fields we can just say about that some environmental impact. So based on that the nature of the forces or the atmospheres or environments, we can classify these properties in basic groups. That is nothing but it is the mechanical properties. So it is the response to the mechanical force. Okay, like a strength, ductility, elasticity, that we will discuss in later on. Next is the electricals and magnetic properties, which are deals with the response against the electricals and magnetic fields, right? And it will be for example the conductivity, resistance, okay, resilience, these are the properties under that. Inductance, okay. Thermal properties are basically related to the transmission of the heat and heat capacity, heat content, it enthalpy, okay. Second thing we can say that it is the heat conductivity, matlab thermal conductivity, thermal coefficient of expansion, okay. Next is the optical properties. It's basically deals with the as we have discussed right just before, uh, the rays or sunlights. So permeabilities, how much the lights is absorbed, how much lights will be reflect. It means the reflectivity, absorptivity, okay, permeability, okay, transmittivity, scattering, that we will included in the optical properties. And last one is the chemical properties. So corrosion resistance, okay, oxidations, endothermic reactions and exothermic reactions जो है, और उसका रिजल्ट मतलब क्या आता है, कितना corrosion resistance है. Okay, what are the chemical reactions occurred due to the environment impact? Okay, so that we will discuss one by one in next slides. Okay, so friends, let us start with the mechanical properties. So first one is the elasticity. What is the elasticity, friends? Elasticity is defined by the tendency of a deformed solid to shake its original dimensions up on uploading is called elasticity. It means, friends, here you just see in this figures, then here in the first figure we just start to applying some pulling force, right? If we just applying force in this way, then it is called the pulling force. Okay, so when we just applying some pulling force on that materials, it will gets expand. Okay, वो expand होगा. Then if we just unload it, okay, हम उसको रिलीज करते हैं, then what happen, it will regain its original shape and size. तो आप ये फिगर्स के अंदर देख सकते हो कि पहले हमने ऐसे मटेरियल को पकड़ा था, then we are just applying the force, it will be expands, and then we just release the force, it will regain its original shape and size. So elasticity is the nothing but it is the tendency of this material, right, in a deformed conditions. So the opposite than the elasticity, it means it is the property of a material by virtue of which, okay, because of that properties, it may be permanently deformed when it has been subjected to an externally applied force great enough to exceed the elastic limit. The meaning is that if we just applying the force beyond the elastic limit, ये जो elasticity है उससे ज़्यादा we can applying the force on that, then what happen? It will be elongate within the elasticity, but above that limits, right? Beyond that limit, if we just stretch it, then it will be permanently deformed. Now, after that limits, if we just release the force, then it will not regain its original shape and size. Friends, do you know about that some chocolate wrappers are there, right? You are just might have been experienced that one thing, right? If you just stretch it, if you stretch it, then it will be regain its original shape size within certain force. But if you just increasing the force beyond that limit, you just see that the color of the chocolate wrapper will try to change in, now it will be becomes a white, right? It will be a slightly brightness will be increase, and then if you just release it, then it will be performed, right, as a permanent deformations. You may experience in that chocolate paper, those are elastic. Okay, same things in our t-shirts, right? Some of the t-shirts are the skin tight t-shirts initially, right? If that thin persons is just wearing it, it's not happen. But uh, when that t-shirts it's worn by some fat man, okay, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, then after then if the t-shirts will be again changed over by the thin persons, then he will be realized that it is permanently plastically deformed. Then after that one it will be a not perfectly fit with the thin persons. So this is the just I have just given the examples like that, so you may just understood very well. Now next is the toughness. What mean by the toughness, friends? Toughness is the ability of the material to absorb the energy during the plastic deformations up to the fractures. Means whatever the materials is subjected with that certain force. Okay, how much force it can be absorbed. Okay, and due to that force, that material will be undergone with the plastic deformation. It will be permanently deformed, but still we just applying some force up to the fracture. So the toughness that can be defined by the ability of the material to absorb the force up to the fractures. Okay, I can just applying some force on this is the duster. I can just applying some force on this, then it should be sustained up to its permanently failures. Fracture, it means it can be divided in a one or two parts. It can be a fail to intended functions or change its shapes and size or dimensions. So up to the change the shape and size or dimensions, how much force that materials can be absorbed. That is called the toughness. The same properties like a toughness is called the impact strength. Impact strength means what? That material is undergone with the suddenly force, right? Without prior warning, it can be applying suddenly. हम जैसे जोर से फटका देते हैं, that is the suddenly impact load is applying on the materials, and how much energy will be absorbed by that materials, right? That is called the impact strength. Beyond that limit, it will be a fail. That it is called the impact strength. Next, friends, we can discuss about the resilience. Okay, resilience is nothing but it is the capacity of a material to absorb energy when it is elastically deformed, and then upon unloading to have this energy recovered. It means, if you just take the any example of the rubber particles, so if you just press it, then how much impact is given by rubber band when we unload it. और स्प्रिंग की बात करें, स्प्रिंग को हम प्रेस करते हैं, then it is elastically deforms. Now when we just unloading it, स्प्रिंग को unload कीजिए, and how much energy will be recovered by the spring. जो spring वापस कितनी energy देती है, this is nothing but it is the capacity of that material to absorb the energy when it is elastically deformed, and then upon unloading it will recover the energy. This is the resilience. Now next is the uh, yield strength. Yield strength means what, friends? When the materials are subjected to a tensile force, there are the basically four types of the loads are there, right? Mechanical loads are there. One is tensile, means pulling force. One is pushing force, that is the compressive force. Second is the shear force. It means there will be a applying the force in the opposite directions but in the different plane. आप देखेंगे कि जो एक force जो है, अभी आप देखेंगे कि I'm just applying, this is the applying one directions in this way, and this is in the this direction. So in the different plane we are applying some force it, while the tensile it is in the same plane, compressive it is in the same plane, but the shear force is nothing but it is the applying in the different planes. And one is twisting, that is the torsion movements or torsional force. Okay, rotary torque, we can say that it is the torque. So the yield strength is nothing but it is the when the materials are subjected to the tensile force, they stretch they stretch or elongate as the stress increase. Okay, so the point where the stretch suddenly increase. Okay, you just see this is the just one diagram over here, right? In these directions, this is the strain and this is the stress. Stress means the force. The stress is increasing this line up to this. Okay, यहाँ तक it is the elastic limits बोलते हैं इसको, right? When just increasing the force, it will be a deform elastically up to this limit. When we just unload the materials, then it will regain its original shape and size. But if we just move beyond this limit, what happen? If we just move beyond this limit, then the rate of the strain will drastically increase. Okay, आप देखेंगे कि यहाँ पे यूनिक फोर्स जो है, then it will giving the small strain over here. But when we just cross this limit, elastic limit, then what happen? It will suddenly change in the strain. Elongation ज़्यादा होगा. So they stretch or elongate as the stress increasing, but at this particular point the stretch suddenly increasing. आप देखेंगे कि यहाँ पे with the small amount of the stress the strain will be higher. Okay, थोड़ा फोर्स लगाएंगे ज्यादा elongation होगा. That point is known as the yield strength of the material. Okay, so beyond yield strength अगर आप पहुंच गए समझो कि you are nearer to the failure or fractures. Okay, then ultimate strength is nothing but it is defined by the point after that the stress will be start to going to decrease. This is the maximum force you can apply on that particular material. After that it will be fail, suddenly start to the failings. Okay, now let's go about the as per the nature of the force, right? The strength is defined tensile strength. Okay, here just see that this is the one materials over here. We are applying some tensile force. I can just explain like हम उसको pulling force देते हैं. So the tensile strength is the ability of a material or metal to resist being pulled apart by the opposing force acting in a straight line. Okay, it is in a straight line. It means in the same plane. So this causes tensile strength. Now the shear strength. When shear strength is the ability of the metal fracture by the opposing force not acting in the into resist being a straight line. Okay, you just see that this is also opposite force, but it is not in a same line. It is not in the same line. So this is the simple examples of the shear force. That is the scissor. Okay, scissor के अंदर आप देखेंगे it can cut by the some shearing actions. Okay, so the two edge of the shear scissors, it's applying the shearing force, right? And the our sheets or papers can be cut because of the shear force. So if you just cut the papers, its shear force or shear strength is very less, so you can easily cut it. But if you want to cut the metal, the strength, shear strength of the metal sheets is the higher than the papers. That is why the more force is required. Understood? So this is the shear strength. Okay, already I can just I have explained the impact strength. It's a capacity of a material to resist or absorb the sudden or shock or impact load before it fractures. Okay, then ductility. Ductility is nothing but it is the capacity of a material to undergo deformations under the tension. Okay, we just applying some tension force and without rupture. right? It is undergone the deformation under the tension without rupture. Rupture, it means there should not be any crack or ability to drawn wire or small sections from a large sections. Means a bigger lumps of metals are there, and from that lumps we can just draw the wire. How much cross sections we can decrease from that bigger cross sections. That ability of material is known by the ductility. Okay, or in something that we can just bend the materials. Okay, there is some straight materials are there. Now if we just want to bend it, so what happen, we can just bend it, then with the bending it should not be rupture, there should not be any cracks on the surface. Okay, so this is the in these figures you just able to see that, right? This person is doing some bending actions over here. Now next is the malleability. Malleability is nothing but it is the capacity of a material to withstand the deformations under the compressions. Okay, malleable मतलब sheet metal बनाना है आपको, right? You are just making the actions of the compressive force by the hammering actions or by rolling and everything. So is the capacity of a material to withstand deformations under the compression force without rupture, as for the example in forging and rolling operations. Just yeah, right, this person is doing that forging operations. I'm just applying some compressive force on the lumps of the metals, and I would like to just increasing the length and decreasing the cross sections, but the condition is that without rupture. It means there should not be a crack, should be open on the surface of that particular metal. The ability of that material is a malleability. Okay, so ability of the material to form into the sheet. Okay, in simple single line you can just make mentions like that. And next one is the brittleness. Brittleness is a defined as a tendency to fracture without appreciable deformations. It means, friends, whatever that materials, right, there are the so many materials are there which can giving some deformations warning. ओके कोई डक्टाइल मटेरियल है, आप उसको ऐसे अप्लाइंग फोर्स देंगे, टेंसाइल फोर्स अप्लाई करेंगे, देन व्हाट हैपन, slightly it will just change its cross sections, then you will realize that it will be a fracture now. But in the brittle materials, when you just applying the force, it will be not given the any deformations, it will not given that any warning. Okay, so it will be break suddenly. So brittle material is defined as a tendency to the fracture without appreciable deformations, and that is why the it is the most dangerous material for certain applications, right? It is the opposite of a ductile and malleable materials. Okay, ductile materials will giving them deformations. Malleable material is also deforms, but brittle material will never deforms, right? The, now next we just discuss about the hardness. The hardness is defined as a ability of the material to resist the plastic deformations, usually by indentations, scratch, abrasion, okay, then rubbing actions. So indentation means what, friends? Here you just in figure you just able to see that these are the indenter is used. Indenter means one particular probes having some sharp edge, right? Sharp edge. Then we just hammerize this. on that particular material. So what happen? There will be some small impressions is generated on the materials. So how much the depth? If the less harder material having the higher depth impressions is generated with the less force or equal force. If the harder material is there, so less depth of the indentations will be resulting. Okay. If the more hard materials, then you cannot scratch it. Okay, it will not be worn out. Okay, वो घिस नहीं जाएगा ज्यादा. So those material which are subjected to the wear, okay, that all materials having the good hardness, and we can measure this hardness in the Brinell hardness number, that is called the BHN. Second is Rockwell hardness number, that is the HRC. Okay, so these are the basic units in which we can measure the hardness. Next, fatigue. Fatigue is the phenomenon that leads to fracture under the fluctuating or repeated loads. फ्रेंड्स, हमने यहाँ पे टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ देखा, कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ देखा, ओके, shear strength देखा. So in this all that properties we have discussed about the constant load, but different that things. Now we focus on the fluctuate load or cyclic load. जैसे कि ट्रेन जो पटरी पे जाती है तो उस दौरान आपको मालूम होगा डक 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 जैसे आवाज आता है, राइट. इट मीन्स एक व्हील निकल गया पटरी के से, ऊपर दूसरा व्हील आया, तीसरा व्हील, मतलब दैट लोड इज subjected in some particular time periods. It is repeating constantly. So that is called the cyclic load. And loading, unloading, that is called the fluctuate load. So the fatigue is nothing but it is the phenomenon that leads to the fractures, right? By virtue of that reason, that materials will fail and it leads up to the fractures under the fluctuating or repeated loads. That is the fatigue. Then we can just move toward the creep. Creep is the time dependent permanent deformation that occurs under the stress for the most materials and the star conditions, friend. That in all that fractures or properties that load is applying, but it is this creep is time dependent permanent deformations. So with the prolonged time, that material will be under the service of the high amount of the load as well as at the elevated temperatures. Okay, the constant load is applying on the materials for the prolonged time, and that material is subjected to the high elevated temperatures. Then this failure is occur, it is called the creep. So the resistance of the material for such kinds of the failure is called the creep resistance. Okay, so that is why it is the time dependent permanent deformations that occurs under the constant stress for most materials. It is important only at the elevated temperature. So creep is the critical parameters considerations during the boiler. In the boiler design, if you have to select the material for boiler tubes or water wall tubes, then it is subjected with the constant load for prolonged times as well as the higher temperature in the combustion chambers. Now next we just discuss about the wear resistance. So wear resistance is the ability to resist वियर एंड एब्रेजन, जैसे हमने बात किया आगे, जो हार्डनेस जो है, इट इज resist the indentations and scratches also. If here the same, if the hardness is high, wear resistance is higher. Okay, so it is the ability to resist wear and abrasions. Then compressive strength. Then compressive strength. Compressive strength is the ability of a material to withstand pressures acting on a given plane. हमने जैसे बात किया, टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ के अंदर टेंसाइल फोर्स होता है, कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ के अंदर कंप्रेसिव फोर्स होता है. So that metals will undergo the compressive force. So the compressive strength is the ability of the metal to withstand pressures acting on a given. So now we will discuss the thermal properties. Heat capacity. Heat capacity is the material's ability to absorb the heat from the external surroundings, right? This thermal properties is based explained, right, with the example of the refrigerations and air conditioning. So friends, we are just taken as a one copper condensers, right? Copper condenser is doing what actually? It absorbs the heat from that surroundings or rooms, and then it will be transferred to the refrigerant. So that is called the heat capacity, right? So the heat capacity is material's ability to absorb the heat from the external surroundings. Specific heat means is the quantity of the heat that must be added to a unit mass of the solid to raise its temperature by 1 degree. It means how much heat is required to increase a 1 degree centigrade for 1 kg. Okay, so that is called the specific heat. A kg mass of the solid is required how much heat to increase the 1 degree centigrade temperature. Okay, that is called the specific heat. So next is the thermal expansion. When the thermal energy is added to a material, a change in its dimensions occurs, right? You know about that. हम किसी को मतलब कोई materials को गर्म करते हैं, then what happen? It will be expand. Then this phenomenon is called the thermal expansions, and the properties of material responsible for this phenomenon is known as the coefficient of thermal expansion. So each and every materials have certain numerical value, that particular that materials having that much ratio to expand because of the thermal exposures. Okay, so based on that thermal expansion coefficients, you may select that particular material for the as a boiler tubes, और कहीं पे भी मतलब आप ये मटेरियल को सिलेक्ट करना है which that applications is under the thermal exposure, then you have to take care about the that particular thermal expansion coefficient. जैसे कि रेल की पटरी होती है, राइट? आप स्कूलिंग लेवल के अंदर एक क्वेश्चंस का आंसर देते थे कि why they are just making the gap between the two subsequent rails, right? Okay, रेल की पटरी के बीच में जगह क्यों रखते हैं? तो nothing but that's the answer, because of the thermal expansion while it's at the higher temperatures. Next, the melting points. Melting point is the temperature at which a pure metals, compounds or eutectic change from the solid to the liquid, right? कोई भी प्योर मेटल्स और कोई भी मटेरियल है, इट्स विल कन्वर्ट इट्स फिजिकल स्टेट्स from solid to liquid or liquid to solid, so that the temperature which the liquid and the solids are in equilibrium, right? Both phase will be available on that particular temperature. That is nothing but it is called the melting point, right? It can be a freezing point. So freezing point and melting point will be remain the same, because when the liquid is starting to convert into the solid, then it is called the cool down or freezing process. Okay, and at certain temperature that liquid start to convert into the solid, then it is called the freezing point. And if the solid is converted into the liquid, okay, so at that point the solid is start to convert into the liquid, then it is called the melting point. Okay, next is the thermal conductivity. The rate at which the heat can flow through a material under the influence of a given temperature gradient is determined by the thermal conductivity. So friends, suppose this one is the metal rod. So at this temperature I'm heating it. Okay. So at how much rate this heat will flow through the other end, because of the thermal gradient. Here it's having the 150 degree centigrade and here having the 25 degree centigrade. So because of the thermal gradient at that two ends, this heat can be flown from higher temperature to the lower temperature. Okay, so this is called the thermal conductivity. Next is the thermal shock resistance. It's defined the conditions of a body when it is subjected to sudden and severe changes in the temperature, caused either by the change in the external environment or by the internal heat generations. Friends, any single material is subjected with some sudden and severe changing in the temperature, right? एकदम हायर टेम्परेचर हो जाता है, कभी कभी एकदम लोअर टेम्परेचर हो जाता है. So that is called the thermal shock. That is called the thermal shock. जैसे कि आप समर के अंदर एसी में बैठे हुए होते हैं और जैसे दुकान के बाहर निकलते हैं, बाहर कड़ी धूप है, तो जैसे ही आप बाहर जाते हो आपको थर्मल शॉक हो जाता है, राइट, बिकॉज ऑफ सडनली चेंज इन द टेम्परेचर. सो वैसा ही मटेरियल के ऊपर होता है. तो दैट एबिलिटी ऑफ पर्टिकुलर दैट मटेरियल टू विथस्टैंड सच टेम्परेचर चेंजेस without failure is called the thermal shock resistance. Next is the heat resistance. Is a general term referring to the ability of the material and its properties to remain stable with change in the temperature. Okay, हम उसको हीट करते हैं up to certain limits, it cannot change its property, right? No one properties can be changed. For one example, this is the metal rod. I'm just heating it at the room temperature, then nothing, no change in the structure, no change in the properties, or मतलब ductility, brittleness कुछ change नहीं होता है. Okay, up to how much temperature, up to or up to how much heat this happen, then it is called the heat resistance. जैसे कि heat resistance of the ceramic materials is very high, because हम सिरामिक मटेरियल को गर्म करेंगे कुछ नहीं होगा. Okay, so the heat resistance of ceramic material is extremely high. Electrical properties. Now friends, resistivity, it is the characteristics property of the material due to which it resists the flow of the electricity through it. This is called the resistivity. And opposite to the conductivity, it can be allowed the electrical or electricity. So that is called the conductivity. So it is the reciprocal of electrical resistivity is called the electrical conductivity, and due to which that material will allow the electrical current flow easily. And next is dielectric strength. Dielectric strength means the insulating capacity of a material against the high voltage. Friends, if you just look after that, the transformers are installed nearby your societies, right, or in your institutes also. or some electrical poles are erected, right, on the way or on roads. If you just observe that there are certain insulators are provided, right, मरून कलर का एक इंसुलेटर्स होता है, वो सिरामिक का होता है, आप देखना कि मतलब कोरुगेटेड टाइप स्प्रिंग जैसा मतलब दिखता है, इट इज नॉट स्प्रिंग but it looks like that. So this is the nothing but because the insulating capacity. Okay, so how much insulating capacity are having? So high voltage pole जो होता है, that direct electricity is coming from that uh, 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 thermal power plant to the substation and substations to your transformer, and from the transformer to your home. So that power is transmitting from that high voltage to the lower voltage, right? So the high voltage grid lines is required the high level of the insulator. So dielectric strength is required in that insulation. Next is thermoelectricity. Friends, thermoelectricity is nothing but if the two dissimilar metals, right? If the metal 1 and metal 2 are there, it is this one is the metal 1 and metal 2 are there. If we just join together and form one junction, okay, and we just heated it, दोनों को आप heat करेंगे, if we just form the junctions and heated it, a small voltage in the millivolt range is produced, and this effect is known as the thermoelectricity effect. Okay, and by virtue of these properties, we can select some materials for the applications of the thermocouple. It's called the thermocouple. दो material का couples बनाते, it's called the thermocouple, and that is used for the some measuring instruments. Okay, so यहाँ तक हम discuss करते हैं. Next time we will just see the uh, physical properties and optical properties. Okay, uh, and friends, ये lectures के बाद I will just send you one assignments, so you just finish that assignments. नमस्ते मित्रों.